Whenever you are.
I would like to start this meeting by recognizing that the area that we call the Fraser Valley Regional District has been home to 31 different First Nations for generations. Actions and decisions made by the governments in the past have left many Indigenous communities untrusting of the Canadian healthcare system. It is our collective responsibility to keep this at the forefront of our minds as we make decisions as a hospital board. Since the decisions we make have a direct impact on the physical and mental well-being of all community members, Indigenous and non-Indigenous. So with that in mind, I would like to call to order the May 22nd meeting of the Hospital District Board. Thank you. Ms. Kinnaman?
Yes, looking for approval of the agenda, and late items.
Councillor Facio, or Director Facio, Director Johnson. Those in favor, contrary, carried.
Item 4.1 is the draft Fraser Valley Regional Hospital District Board meeting minutes of April 24th, 2025.
Director Siemens, Director McElhaney. Any errors or omissions? Seeing none, those in favor, contrary, carried.
Item 5.1 is an item for information and correspondence from the City of Mission.
Thank you. No comments.
Okay, so then moving down to reports from board directors.
No reports from Board of Directors. Director Facio, you have a comment? Your light's on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you. Any next item, please.
Okay, so moving down to public question period for items relevant to the agenda. We'll just turn things over to our Deputy Corporate Officer, Lauren Olenek.
Thank you, Ms. Kinnaman. We do not have any members of the public joining us in person today. However, we do have one member of the public online. So this would be your opportunity to ask a question relevant to an item on the hospital agenda. Just ask that you hit the raise hand function if you do. It appears there are no questions and we have not received any written correspondence.
Thank you.
Okay, so we can look for a resolution to close the meeting.
Move, Madam Chair.
Director Facio, Director Clute. Those in favor, contrary, carried.
Okay, we'll just turn things over to Chair Ross.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I will reconvene this open FERD board meeting of May 22nd, 2025. First item, please.
Item 7.1 is the draft Fraser Valley Regional District Board meeting minutes of April 24th, 2025.
We have a motion for adoption. Director Shahal, seconder. Director Siemens, all in favor. Motion's carried. Next item.
Items 8.1 and 8.2 are committee minutes for information and matters arising. Happy to separate at either of those.
Anything for discussion? No? All right. Next item.
9.1 is updates to Electoral Area Advocacy Committee terms of reference.
Do we have a mover? Director Clute, do we have a seconder?
Yes.
Director Pranger, should probably get EA people, but okay. Any discussion? No? All right. Oh, Director Pranger, your light is on, did you? Or was that from before? All right. All in favor of the motion? Motion's carried. Next item.
Item 9.2 is attendance at Keeping It Rural Conference 2025. There is a motion for your consideration.
Do we have a mover? Director Reed, seconder.
Dixon.
Director Smith. Oh, sorry. Dixon. Well, we'll take Smith. Sorry. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion's carried. Next item.
10.1 is the 2024 Grant Financial Accountability Reporting. Again, this is an information item.
Any discussion? Seeing none, move to next item.
10.2 is the 2024 Forced Labor Reporting. There is a motion for your consideration.
We have a mover. Moved by Director Popov, seconder. Director Clute. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor? Any opposed? Seeing none, motion's carried. Next item.
10.3 is a 2025 grant and aid request for the Boston Bar North Bend Enhancement Society in Electoral Area A.
Do we have a mover? Moved by Director Smith, Director Johnson. Discussion. All in favor? Any opposed? Seeing none, motion's carried. Next item.
10.4 is a 2025 grant and aid request for the Hope Mountain Black Bear Committee in Electoral Area B.
So moved. Director Adamo.
All right. Oh, thank you, Director Adamo. Do I have a seconder? Director Pranger, any discussion? All in favor? None opposed? Motion's carried. Next item.
10.5 is a 2025 grant and aid request for the DeRoche Farmers Market in Electoral Areas C and G.
Moved by Director Castle, seconder, Director Barkman. Discussion. All in favor? None opposed? Motion's carried. Next item.
10.6 is a 2025 grant and aid request for the Chilliwack Vetter River Cleanup Society, Chilliwack River Valley Cleanup Fund, Electoral Area E.
Moved by Director McConick, a seconder, Director Reed. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? None opposed? Motion's carried. Next item.
10.7 is a 2025 grant and aid request for the Cultus Lake Community School Association in Electoral Area H.
Move Dixon.
Moved by Director Dixon. Do I have a seconder? Director Dickey. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion's carried. Next item.
10.8 is the Financial Plan 2025 to 2029 Amendment for May.
A mover. Director Siemens, seconded by Director Johnson. Seeing no discussions, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion's carried. Next item.
10.9 is the 2024 Electoral Area Annual Development Cost Charge Report, and this is an information item.
Any discussion? Seeing none, next item, please.
11.1 is the Fraser Valley Regional District Sub-Regional Transit Service Area Amendment Bylaw number 1757.
We have a mover. Director Pranger, second Director Barkman. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion's carried. Next item.
11.2 is the Fraser Valley Regional District Area A Garbage Disposal Service Area Amendment Bylaw number 1782.
We have a mover. Director Johnson, seconded by Director McConick. Seeing no discussion, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion's carried. Director Adamo, your hand was up late. Just want to make sure you were in favor.
All
Yes.
good.
Okay. Excellent, thanks. Next item.
11.3 is the Fraser Valley Regional District Town Site of Yale Water Supply and Distribution Local Service Area Amendment Bylaw number 1783.
So moved. Director Adamo.
Moved by Director Adamo, seconded Director Castle. Seeing no discussion, all in favor? Any opposed? None, motion's carried. Next item.
11.4 is the Fraser Valley Regional District Zoning Amendment Bylaw number 1648 to correct a historical zoning error for private properties adjacent to Coquihalla River Provincial Park, Electoral Area B.
Right, this is for EAs only. Do we have a mover? Director Adamo, seconder. Director Johnson. Any discussion? None, all in favor? Any opposed? Seeing none, motion's carried. Next item.
11.5 is Fraser Valley Regional District Board and Committee Procedures Bylaw number 1772.
Okay, we have three motions here. So motion number one, moved by Director Shahal, seconded Director Lowen. Director Davidson, you have to speak to this. Oh, we can't hear you. You're on mute still.
Sorry about that. Just for certainty, I am in favor of this in the following motions. I am speaking more to some of the content of the staff reports on this topic. And I know it's deferred until late in the term or early next term when we get into when FERD board meetings should be held. I just do want to go on record at this point saying that at this time, I do not support moving FERD board meetings to midday. That was it. Thanks.
Do you care to explain why, or you just want to leave it at that? I don't care either way. I just
Well,
don't want you to feel like you don't have full opportunity to speak to it.
I just my own thinking was is that kind of whole board discussion on should we or essentially should we or shouldn't we hasn't happened yet, and the information captured in staff reports I would characterize as indicating certainly various degrees of support for the idea without capturing any opposition to the idea. I can get into the details of why. I don't know if it's timely to do it at this point because technically it's not even speaking to the motion before us. It's more to do with the reports. I don't know if it's a good time to have that discussion, but I can go either way.
I'll let Ms. Kenneman answer that, but just my guess is part of the reason for that is just to give a heads up to anyone thinking of running in the next election, that they have a heads up that the time frame of the meetings may change so that they understand what their time commitment might be. But maybe you want to answer more fully.
Sure, through you to Director Davidson, that is exactly the intention, is to give lots of notice to folks that this is being considered. But certainly it will be coming back before the board for a full discussion and a vote on that matter, whether or not we wish to change that. And of course, working with our corporate officer, Jamie Van Ness, we would have to go through a similar procedure as we have just done in terms of the public notice period to advertise that we would be making this change to our procedures bylaw.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, all in favor of the motion? Any opposed? Motion's carried. Next item.
So motion number 2.
Oh, sorry. I'm the one that said in the beginning there were 3 and then I forgot.
Okay.
Motion number 2.
Move number 2, Madam
Moved
Chair.
by Director Fazio, seconded by Director Smith. All in favor? Motion's carried. Motion number 3. Moved by Director Dreesen, second Director Clute. All in favor? Motion's carried. Next item.
11.6 is the Fraser Valley Regional District Electoral Area D Integrated Water System Service Area Amendment Bylaw number 1785.
And there are 2 motions here. Do we have a mover for motion number 1? Director Dickey, seconder, Director Dixon. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Motion's carried. Motion number 2. Do we have a mover? Director Johnson, second by Director Siemens. All in favor? Any opposed? None. Motion's carried. Next item.
So moving to section 12 of our agenda, I do believe you have a script in front of you, Chair Ross.
I do. All right. Pursuant to
Go
Part
ahead, you're
15.
carrying
Division-
this. Did we put the cookies back in the grate?
What was that? Who's eating cookies? Okay. All right. Anyways, back to me. Thank you for that amusing interlude. Pursuant to Part 14, Division 9 of the Local Government Act, this is the opportunity for the FERD Board to hear from the public regarding the one development variance permit listed on the agenda for this meeting. Anyone who believes that their interests are affected by the proposed applications will be given an opportunity to speak. If you have any verbal comments with respect to these permits and you are joining us via Zoom by computer or smart device, I would ask you to please press the raise hand function. When it is your turn to speak, you will be asked to unmute yourself. If you are joining us on Zoom by phone, please press *9 and this will notify staff that you wish to speak. When you are prompted to unmute yourself, please press *6. Those of you wishing to speak are asked to begin your presentation providing your name and address, which will be recorded and form part of the official record. Please limit your comments to 5 minutes and confine your remarks to the application at hand. I'll pass it over to our CAO, Ms. Kinnaman.
Thank you. So 12.1 is Development Variance Permit 2025-03 to vary setbacks for a detached staircase at 20962 Sauqui Creek Road in Electoral Area C.
Is there anyone wishing to speak?
We do have two members of the public joining us online tonight, so this would be your opportunity to speak to the DVP, and I just ask that you hit the raise hand function. And I'll just note there are no members of the public joining us in person, and it does not appear there are any comments.
All right, thank you. All right, move it back to board members then. This is EAs only. Anyone prepared to make a motion? Director Wardenberg, you're moving the motion. Second by Director Castle. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion's carried. Next item.
12.2 is special event permit 2025-01 for the Canadian Archery Challenge.
We have a mover. Director Barkman, seconded by Director Wardenberg. Seeing no discussion, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion's carried. Next item.
13.1 is update on Disaster Resilience and Innovation Fund grant and award of contract for Boston Bar landslide hazard assessment.
Do we have a mover of the motion? Director Johnson, seconded by Director Adamo. Any discussion? No. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion's carried. Next item.
14.1 is the proposed car seat recycling pilot program.
So moved, Madam Chair.
Moved by Director Fazio. Do we have a seconder? Director Popov. Any discussion? Director Clute.
Thank you. Just a word of thanks through to staff for identifying this as an opportunity, and really looking forward to seeing how this plays out. And again, just my thanks for bringing this forward because I think it's long overdue. So looking forward to this.
Well said. Thank you. Anyone else? No. All in favor? Any opposed? Seeing none, motion's carried. Next item.
14.2 is Regional Parks and Trails Strategic Plan Project Initiation.
We have a mover. Director Reed, seconded by Director McCahonick. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion's carried. Next item.
14.3 is the major official community plan and zoning amendments to facilitate the redevelopment of 52285, 52375, 52425, and 52445 EL Road in Electoral Area D into a residential subdivision with commercial and multifamily land uses.
Sorry, Ms. Kinnaman, we were just having a little sidebar. I'll let Director Clute ask his question.
Thank you, Ms. Kinnaman. My thought was to remove myself from this, but because I'm not voting on this as a municipal director, am I still expected to remove myself as I was involved with a family member in the sale of one of these properties?
I would recommend that declarations of conflict of interest are a personal matter, and that would be up to you to
I'll
decide.
step out in the interest of keeping no conflict.
Okay, they'll just give us a moment to arrange for that.
Thank you. Okay. Sorry, do we have a mover and a seconder?
Not yet.
Moved by Director Dickey, seconded by Director Johnson. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion's carried. We'll just wait for Director Clute.
Okay, moving to item 14.4, we have Area C Official Community Plan Update, Revised Engagement Strategy, and Public Feedback Post First Reading.
This is EAs only again. Do we have a mover? Director Wardenberg, seconded by Director Castle. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion's carried. Next item.
14.5 is the Fraser Canyon Complete Community Study Project Update.
Any discussion? No. Okay, next item.
14.6 is the BC Transit 2025 to 2026 expansion funding.
Any discussion on this item? Director Pranger.
I'd just like to express my disappointment that the government saw fit to not fund the north of the Fraser bus route. I think this affects not only Kent, but it affects all of the municipalities. Well, not, there's only 2 municipalities, but it definitely affects the electoral areas and our First Nations partners who were very much looking forward to having connectivity, which they don't have any. There is no public mode of transportation between Kent and Mission. And this would have been the opportunity for them to get the same services that other communities expect. And I would like to move that we write a letter to the province stating our disappointment with this decision.
I'll second that, Madam Chair.
Mover and seconder. Okay, Director Facio, you wish to speak?
Yeah.
Sorry, were you finished, Director Pranger?
Yes.
Yes, okay, Director Facio.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yes, I showed our disappointment as well at our council meeting on Monday to the village, and we are also writing a letter of our disappointment at the news of this, which I know was never promised. I said this at the racks, but indications were that this was moving ahead very well, and we're very disappointed. It's not just the route to get to the West Coast train in Mission, but it's all the routes on the way there, and also Route 7 has been declared many years ago as a route also for tourism as well. So that's a big part as well of this route. This route from Agassiz to the west there. So yeah, disappointment from our end as well. So we're also sending a letter. I fully support the letter from the regional district. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Horn.
Thank you. Very grateful for the motion, and we'll be speaking in support of the letter. I think it's important to emphasize, in addition to the comments made by Directors Pranger and Facio, that so many aspects of this route fit with what the province has undertaken and asked us to undertake in our mandates, including Indigenous reconciliation, because this bus line would connect multiple rather isolated First Nations. It's obviously going to be very important in terms of climate impact, mobility of people and goods. And I think it's also very directly tied to housing and affordability. So I hope that the letter will call for the province to bolster its investment in transit in a general way, and not just in this area. I think we will probably find there are other communities and other regional districts that are struggling, and they have themselves a similar project that has similar values. And so I would encourage the letter to state that we need overall to see a restoration in transit funding.
Thank you. Disappointing news for sure. I do see Ms. Kinnaman taking notes of the comments made for the letter. So thank you for those. Director Facio, did you want to speak again?
One more time, if I may, Madam Chair. Besides the letter, would there, when the meeting arrangements come up for the ministers' meetings at UBCM, I would suggest that yourself and whoever has to attend will have a meeting with the minister to make forward our concerns about this funding situation for that route from Agassiz to Mission. Thank you.
Thank you. Director Castle?
Thank you, Chair Ross. Yes, this is very disappointing news for folks in the electoral areas, and also the First Nations on the north side, who have come out and participated in public consultation in good faith. Indications from representatives from BC Transit that this was something that was going to move forward, and even pointing out during public meetings, when you look at a map of the transit routes of the Fraser Valley, there's only one part of the Fraser Valley that's not covered by transit, and that is Route 7 from I don't know if it's from Mission to Kent or from Kent to Mission. I'll let them decide that. So I definitely do support the motion to have the letter written. I did also make a comment at RACS with regards to communication of this. Regional district representatives have been involved in the public consultation processes, and I'm worried that this comes back to the regional district as a bad news story. I do feel that BC Transit ought to share with us their communication plan for this decision.
Thank you. Director Horn, your hand is up. Did you wish to speak?
Yes, I wanted to reflect on Director Fascio's comments. I don't know whether there was a formal motion to include a request to meet with the Minister of Transportation and Transit at UBCM. If there was, I would support it. And the reason I wanted to speak is to suggest it might be a very powerful thing to not only show up with the communities that are along this route and that are members of this table, but also First Nations. And I think that would be a highly symbolic gesture. While I have the floor, I'll say to Director Castle, BC Transit would have simply implemented this route had it been funded. So I just think it's important to make note that the issue is at the source of the funding.
Thank you. And question third to Ms. Kinnaman, do we need to make that part of a formal motion?
If you'd like to amend this motion to include that
Okay.
direction, that would be.
Director Fascio, would you like to make that, or could that be a friendly amendment? Is that all right? Does that work? I'll just check with.
There's no
Ms.
such
Bennett.
thing as a friendly amendment.
Well,
All right.
I would say as
Never
long
mind.
as the body of the, as long as the board as a whole has no objection to the amendment, I'd be agreeable to that.
You're okay with that? All right.
That's fine.
It's fine. We're good with
Whatever
including that.
the corporate officer said.
All right. All right. Director Pranger?
If I may, this was a discussion at our community to community forum with our First Nations partners, and they were very, very specific as to the need and of their people to be able to have basic transportation, which many of them don't. So I hope that the meeting with the minister will indicate the necessity of this route. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right. Seeing no one else, all in favor of the motion? Any opposed? Seeing none, motion's carried. Next item.
So moving down to item 17, which is reports by board directors.
Anyone? Director Reed.
Thank you, Chair. I just wanted to express my gratitude for having me attend the LMLGA on behalf of the regional district. It was a very good couple of days of meetings, and I'm happy to report that the Chilliwack Municipal resolution that went forward was moved, I guess is the right word for it.
Approved,
And,
yeah.
yeah, and it was thanks to everybody here at the table that was there that supported that motion as well. So I just wanted to appreciate or share my gratitude for that, and looking forward to another great year on the LMLGA board.
Right, and thank you for your hard work. Much appreciated. And on that note, I know I said this at RACS already, but for the full board, I just wanted to thank also Director Horn for stepping up to run for a position as Director at Large on the LMLGA board, and he was elected. So congratulations and thank you for representing us. Appreciate it. Anyone else? No? All right, next item, please.
Okay, so moving to public question period for items relevant to the agenda. And once again, we'll turn things over to our Deputy Corporate Officer, Lauren Olenek.
Thank you, Ms. Kinnaman. We do not have any members of the public joining us online or in person, and we have not received any written questions.
All
Okay,
right.
so looking for a resolution to close the meeting.
So moved, Madam Chair.
Director Fascio, seconded by Director. Okay, Director Gibson. All in favor? Motion's carried.
Okay, just give us a few minutes to set up the room.